I'm having a problem with the live stream, but it is recording.
Yeah, I do see the red.
I'll work on the live stream in the meantime, but I'll upload that recording if I have to the YouTube channel. All right.
Okay.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Community 111 Parks Committee. The time is
7:01.
7:01, and we're going to begin.
Today is September 14th, 2023. Want to introduce yourself or
I'm Janice Wolcott. This young lady speaking is
Deborah Kowalik?
Kowalik, and Joe Thompson's here. And our guests.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sam Delgado, Friends of Palm Parkway.
Okay,
Diana Finch, Bucks Park East Community Association.
okay.
I am Brian M. Adams, Sorensen Adams, from the 49th Precinct Community Council.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone has an agenda?
I
Thank you.
Brian.
Thank you.
I'm fine.
There's a break.
Oh, you get two sheets?
No, just one, just checking out.
Oh, okay.
I already have one. Already have one.
Right, okay. We're gonna review the meeting minutes.
We don't have any meeting minutes.
Huh?
We don't have any meeting minutes.
Okay, we don't have any meeting minutes. The Pelham Parkway Malls, updates and concerns.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chair. I just want to say something.
Loud.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Chair. I'm speaking on behalf of Friends of Palm Parkway, a park group that's been caring for the parkway for over 7 years. We make up over at least 20 to 25 active members. Sometimes we can extend on 75 members on a lucky day. I would like to get an update on this because when the committee and the full board vote on unanimously against site A but for site B, site B being near Jacoby, site A being near Wallace,
Mhm.
I have not received any updates from the staff of Community Board 11 regarding what was Parks' response to the Community Board 11's decision. I was hoping to get an update because I've been during the summer, and I know you're in the summer break. Lots of residents have been asking, what has been the decision, what's the outcome, what do we need to do next? But hoping to get, reach out to Parks Department for a response. I know that Mike Ortiz is no longer with the Park Department, so perhaps that might be the reason why there's a lapse in response. But we could if we could follow up on this, that would be much appreciated. And lastly, there has been an issue on regarding site A. I know you object to it, but I didn't realize, 2 years ago, we did the PB, participant budgeting. We had a lot of members of the community that gathered signatures. We won the water fountains. 800,000 was granted for that project. And the location for that grant, which was on the ballot, was Wallace and White Plains Road. But for some reason, Parks took that money and decided to incorporate it in that mall project and create fountains further away from the site we won. So I don't think that's fair because, and just 2 more seconds and I'll wrap it up. But I have the actual ballot here. And to show that this was like, when we have elections, we have to respect the will of the people, whether we like it or not, right? See the ballot, we won water fountains on Pelham Parkway, Wallace Avenue, White Plains Road, 2 fountains. We won. We won the participant budgeting. We have pictures of young children collecting. Well, this is when decided we won. That was the proposal. And let me show you the ballot. Okay, on large, I think also could email it. And I'll show Mr. Thompson in a second. Well, see, Wallace Avenue, White Plains, the 2 locations. So when people signed those ballots, they were aware that this location that was going to be specified, so they agreed to it. So I don't think it's fair for Parks to change the results after the fact. So we can follow up with that, please, with Parks, and that's,
Okay.
Thank you so
Then
much.
Request a meeting with the Parks Department and whoever replaced the gentleman that was in place at the time.
yes.
Okay.
All right,
Hmm.
and I can send all this to you by email.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I have pictures of kids collecting
And yeah,
petitions.
we send that to be forwarded. I'd like to
So you give me an email or you send me, who should I send it to?
Yes,
Send it to Jeremy.
yeah, you could either send it to Jeremy or,
Or you could just type your email here. Lance, I have pictures of the kids collecting petitions, we teach about democracy, when you get involved. They were so excited,
Okay.
so I don't want to really disappoint the kids.
Okay.
Thank you.
Were you the first people to think of this, or did the Parks Department have this on their agenda? How does that work?
Well, the councilwoman was the first councilwoman in this city 13 who decided to do participant budgeting, where they set aside $1 million for people to decide how they like $1 million to be spent on capital projects. So the community proposed several projects. Our project was the water fountain, and the Pacific side with White Plains and Wallace. There's a reason why we need those two locations. We start collecting the petitions and ballots, and we want
Oh, you did, Wayne?
Councilman?
Yeah.
What councilman?
Marjorie Velasquez.
Okay. So we'll reach out to her.
Thank you.
And
Have you spoken to Marjorie?
She said she's gonna follow with parks. She doesn't know, she said she said there's water fountain. I said, yeah, but, ideally we should abide by the people because they signed the petition with their information for these two locations. And she said, okay, follow with parks, but I haven't received a response and was hoping we were 11.
then we should be able to get together.
So you haven't gotten a response from Marjorie?
No, not yet. That's what now, no response.
Because sometimes they make adjustments,
Yeah, but I agree.
from the political side and Parks.
This is participant budgeting when people decide.
They should make sure you guys kept up to date. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's not the agenda. That's it.
yeah, because as far as I know, I really haven't even heard anything further from Parks Department. And yeah, maybe it's because of,
Debbie,
hello?
they want to come. They want to come to us in October or November, I think, regarding the malls project.
Okay, the Parks
I thought they
Department.
were coming, I thought they were coming in September, and then you,
Well, that was erroneous on their part. They were because that was for Zimmerman, which they already did for what they wanted to do for Zimmerman. So now it's the Pelham Parkway malls, and I think it's like October or November they want to come. They'll get back to me though. I confirmed with them for certain that that was a mistake. They don't want to come. They're not coming this month.
okay, and what about the lantern flies that we were talking about?
It's not their agency, is what they said. I forget exactly which agency.
Can you find
Lantern
out?
flies are eating trees. Trees are parks. How is it not their agency?
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I'll inquire again. I just don't remember who they referred me to. I forget. I think it was a state, but
Wrong group.
I mean, I'll get back to you. All right.
All right.
Wow, not their agency.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thank you. I took a picture.
Is that the only gallery speaker?
I'm a gallery speaker. Are we at?
Wait, we're now done talking about the mall, the Pelham Parkway malls and concerns. And also about the lantern flies, which apparently is not Parks Agency, news to me. Okay, all right, so I guess now we're gonna go on to the gallery session.
Okay, who's first? Go ahead, Diana.
Thank you. May I have 3 minutes instead of 2? There's a lot of.
Only if you don't go over 3.
So I really hope that we can all come together in a very positive, cooperative, congenial way to deal with the Pelham Parkway Mall and redesign. It's an area that's so wide and runs through so much of the community, and it's used by people who live next to it, who work next to it, who use it to walk, to exercise, to commute along, just to relax. It serves so many different constituencies. And I really hope that we can work it with and in support of the Parks Department, which is understaffed and under-resourced, underfunded. not in opposition to them. And I am curious to know if we, if in the objections, if you made specific objections, or if it was just more a blanket objection. Michael Ortiz, who was the head of the capital projects, has, as I understand it, moved up into management. He's in the Central Park office now, the main office for the Parks Department, working under Iris Rodriguez Rosa.
Which one we could do it, yeah.
Yeah. And I did speak with him before he moved to that position about the redesign. I know one of the objections was a lot of people didn't want to take away the path to nowhere on the south side, the benches. And he seemed very amenable to keeping that because it is used so much by people who live in the apartment buildings right across the street. Generally like lower income, they use it to escape the heat when it's hot out. It's a very useful part of the community. On the capital project tracker, they say that the design phase is going to be completed by December 2023. So I hope there's not like an impasse somewhere where they know we've objected, but they don't know exactly what we're objecting to, and that we can work something out with them. And I've always thought that it would be a great idea to do a walkthrough with them, because I've found it so hard to follow that lengthy PowerPoint with the little charts and diagrams and then photos, and you're going back and forth between the photos and the diagrams. And it's very hard to envision exactly what some of the things are unless you're actually there. And maybe they would come and walk with the two co-chairs around the site and really explain what they want to do and why. And I know that like they have a lot of constituencies to answer to even within the Parks Department. One very important one is the Historic Preservation Unit, the historians, that don't allow them to change certain things or certain purposes.
Wait a minute.
Even if it's, okay. And I brought photos of the contrast between the condition of the pathway now and the condition of how it would look when it's widened, where it already is on that section from White Plains Road to Wallace.
Okay.
So you could see the difference. We'd much prefer the wider one.
Okay.
I can't see it from there.
So it can go around.
You have to pass it around.
And I also wanted to bring up what you had mentioned last night about the not having the restroom, the public restroom at that park, because I think maybe we should do a district-wide survey of all
3
the
minutes
parks
are
that
up.
don't have
Restroom,
operational restrooms.
restroom at what site
Yeah, hope it-
are you speaking about? Restroom at one,
At the park located at the intersection of Gun Hill and Eastchester Roads.
Oh,
Angelo
yeah,
Campanaro.
yeah. By Holy Rosary.
okay.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, good afternoon. I apologize for being late. My name is, good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Williams.
Hi, how are you?
I don't know.
And you're from?
You see this?
He's a board member.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I don't know members. Okay.
So we have a dirt road there now, and now you want to have a paved road, is that it?
The paved road, the paved pathway is very narrow and it's in very, very poor condition. And then you can see from the photo that people have created right next to it a desire path, a dirt path, because it's, the paved path isn't wide enough. So people walk on either side of the path and ride their bikes on either side of the path. And it's just made a mess on either side of the pathway.
Well, if we can, get, walk up, that would be great, okay? Then we have to, reach out to the Parks, Department and see what they say.
Is there anything you wanted to bring up in the gallery session?
Yeah, I think just to add upon what she says, possibly, we had a budgetary meeting not that long ago.
I apologize, can you speak up?
Yes,
My hearing isn't what it used to be.
yes, I was saying that I would like to add upon what was said earlier in regards to the comfort station at that location. And we were attending a budgetary meeting, and it was mentioned that maybe it's a needs that we could identify as part of our budget moving forward in order to hopefully resolve that situation.
And that's not where?
The same location I mentioned earlier, which was at the intersection of Gun Hill and Eastchester Roads.
Okay. Okay.
Brian, is there something you wanted to speak about in the gallery?
Me, I don't think so.
Roxanne, is there something you wanted to
Yeah,
speak about in the
Yeah,
gallery?
please, if I go over 2 minutes, but I won't go over 3, definitely not. I'd like to state that several times at your committee and the full board meeting, we had several residents who actually live in the vicinity and will be the first one impacted by the design. As you may have known, it took over 5 years and it's still ongoing, but coming to completion, Pelham Parkway Phase 2 reconstruction. It took almost a whole year to repair the elevators in Pelham Parkway South train station. And regarding Pelham Moore's Phase 1, it took almost 3 years to complete it. The community is tired of reconstruction. We want things to be fixed, not developed anymore. Too much dust, too much inconvenience, too much disturbance to the community. Everyone wants us to fix the pothole. Yes, the paveway does need repair from always from Stillwell, which has big potholes near Jacoby, up to Wallace. We do have potholes that should be fixed because it is an ADA. But regarding widening it, I think several times we had individuals from all parts of Pelham Parkway houses, even the president of that also concurs with me. Several of us all spoke several times at the committee, as you were all here, both co-chairs here and at the full board meeting, that we did not want to widen. We want actually more greenery, more trees, and just to fix what is broken, to rehab the pathway. There's no need to make it wider. We do have dirt road, but we have also dirt roads throughout the park because people like to take shortcuts. People take shortcuts through every side of the park. It doesn't mean we should pave it over because people don't want to walk through the pathway. They want to take shortcuts. Of course not. But ideally, if we make it wider, we do not only lose greenery, we open the Pandora box to motorcycles. And that's an ongoing issue because they're going to use it as a shortcut because if they have to, please, I didn't interrupt you. Let's respect each other. On the road, they have to stop for the light. They have to stop for the pedestrian. On the pathway, there's no signal lights, there's no traffic lights. So they do at night when there's no pedestrians at night, you see them using that shortcut. I have videos after videos, and I don't mind sharing to you and the other co-chair the pictures. This is not my opinion. And you're not hearing just from me. I hope you do it for all those people. We have almost 25 people at both your committee and the full board saying the same thing I said.
Okay.
And they said much better than I'm saying it now. Thank you so much.
Could you just
Is there a petition for this?
Yeah, I think it mentioned
You
the
can open
petition.
up your
We
chat.
have a petition online
Oh,
over.
no, because it makes noise.
We have a petition online. I don't have any. We have a petition online, almost 800. We have a petition in person, over 200. But since this is being addressed again, I'm gonna start collecting petitions this weekend.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
Thank you so much.
Joe,
Yeah.
is there something you wanted to bring up in the galleries?
No, this is my first meeting and,
Welcome.
since I did this was my first committee when I came on board.
Awesome.
But, it's been a lot of fun and Bronx Park East and that kind of thing. But no, I have nothing. I've come to listen and see what people are kind of saying about this.
And us being against parks doesn't mean we're against parks, we're actually fighting for our community. There's a lot of times parks make designs and good intentions, but as many of us have seen, it doesn't always work the way it was meant to work. So I'm not, we're not fighting against park, we're not against parks, I'm sorry, they're being underfunded, actually part of the group that actually fighting for funding. They will actually doing an event soon to fight for parks to get Mayor Adams not to cut more of the budget, so we're not against parks, we're just fighting for our community, that's all.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
You gonna get someone online,
Then
Anybody online? Kay, is there something you wanted to talk about in the gallery section?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was just gonna type in the chat. I used to do, when I was doing my AmeriCorps service many years ago, I was affiliated with the Bronx River Alliance, The Point, um, Rock the Boat, several groups that do a lot of stuff, not just along the rivers, but parklands, and stuff. I was just going to suggest maybe reaching out to them because I know they've been dealing with the Japanese lanternfly issues too. So if it isn't parks, right, and they're located in the Renaqua building, as a matter of fact, then they must know some agency or whatever it is that's responsible for dealing with the lanternflies, I would think. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just a thought.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted that they're saying, that Parks is saying it's not their area, when it is their area.
May I respond to that?
Well, maybe it's a state issue or something.
We need to find out.
Yeah, cause I seen the Bronx Zoo that on their trees, they have lantern fly traps. I've seen other workshops being held for it.
I think up in
Mhm.
West County.
Mhm.
Yeah,
they-
Westchester County, they got them looking like Ghostbusters.
Yes, they have the
Yeah.
the Ghostbuster machine.
Yeah,
But if they have a deal, we need to think about getting it here in the city.
I have an
Yeah.
answer for you.
Go ahead.
So the Parks Department does now have a page on their website that explains all about the lanternflies and what to do about them. They
yeah,
have- they
I know,
have-
for us to
have-
stop it.
The agency that they're taking their lead from is the FDA and the state agricultural agency. Because
Thank you.
primary danger from the lanternflies is to crops such as grapes,
Right,
some fruit trees.
so
The
Parks
Parks
should be
Department is-
here. They were
Did you
requested to be
invite
here.
them?
They were
They
requested to be
told
here.
you, yes, but in response to that, they told you that they don't,
And I said,
that they don't take the lead on it. They said that.
that's not the response I gave.
Well,
Got it?
that's the response that Jeremy emailed out to everybody. I got it.
I didn't get that.
And they do have, and they.
I didn't
do
get it.
have- They do have a, maybe it wasn't when I asked Parks directly and they explained. They do have a page of instructions on their website that urban rangers are doing demonstrations and webinars throughout the city about it.
Oh,
Oswald Feliz.
Okay, thank you.
And
I-
Vasquez posted a.
Yeah,
demonstration.
apparently the politicians apparently held,
It's a Parks Department.
so which is why I said, why is Parks not here? Why is Parks not here?
Well, one thing.
They were asked-
Because they said it wasn't their responsibility.
So,
Because I did
They
reach
said-
out to them. All right, go ahead.
Can we reach out to them again?
Thank you.
They can figure
Yeah,
out.
I can reach out to them again, but I'll ask for the response in writing. How about that?
That's
Yes,
black and
Yes,
white.
yes,
verbal.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Jeremy.
Yes. And ask them if they have Ghostbuster machines for these lanternflies in the city or in the
The
Bronx.
city's too cheap for the Ghostbuster machine.
Listen, I'm talking about community board
Yeah.
11.
Rooney, is there anything you wanted to talk about in the gallery session?
Hi,
Roy?
how are you? Thank you. No, I'm just listening. Nothing comes into mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Roy, is there anything you wanted to speak about in the gallery session?
No, thank you. I'm just listening.
Oh, Debbie,
Yes?
so let me clarify something. So Diana sent me an email with this request, and I sent it to Parks, and they did respond in writing. They said the New York State Department of Ag and Markets is currently the lead. So yeah, I'll send it to the entire board.
Thank you.
I do have
'cause
something.
I did not get it.
It is, yeah.
What's that?
No, nothing, none.
Yeah, so I'll forward this on.
But we should be concerned with these lanternflies because they're really doing a job on the trees, okay? And,
I was asking for these people before and
no,
there's been no reply before.
next issue.
The next issue, any,
old business?
is there any motions? No,
Anybody?
there's no motions.
We contact Parks
Any old business we've kind of covered?
Motion to
What?
readdress the Parks Department, 11.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right, so that should be a priority.
And so I make a motion for Community Board 11 to readdress Parks about the lantern fly situation and to have a representative
Next meeting.
at the next meeting to help educate the public as to what can be done about the lantern flies. Any discussion?
No, anyone?
Anybody for it? Wait, yeah, for it? Anybody second it?
My second.
Joe seconds it.
The
Any-
October meeting.
what else?
That's it.
That's it?
It
Okay.
passes.
It passes. I'm not usually the one that does the whole motion stuff.
Old business,
Any old business?
my old business is in the playground. It's gonna be my old business until things are done the way they should be done. In terms of the park house, getting the funding, taking down the doggone climbing walls, and putting that whatever funding went to the climbing wall to go into that building. That building has been without use for over 8 years, okay? And it's ridiculous. I had to request porta potties in order for the
They talk about this building?
yeah,
Yes.
that
Is this the
building.
building?
Yeah, that's Zimmerman.
It's so cute.
That's
Oh, the one at Zimmerman Playground.
yes. Uh-huh.
I knew you were gonna bring it up, so that's why I had it up.
Thank you. Okay, that park house was used for years. And the director, had, my son is 52. And he went to that program, it was called, Summer Fun in the Sun by Ms. Lou. And this was in the 80s or the late 70s. He's 52. Both my sons went there in the summer. My grandson went to the preschool. He's 28 now, okay? I think that building is like historic to me and many people in the neighborhood. When I spoke to the people that grew up in the area, not just in the coops, but in the area, they said, we'll sign anything. So I want to get an online petition to have that park house renovated with working bathrooms. I don't need the porta potties, which are in service properly, cleaned properly. Okay, so my main concern is making sure that the asbestos, everything, the water damage, everything is taken care of. Okay, and get the funding we need. All right, we can reach out to different agencies and find out if they can help us. But the politicians, I started today with the councilman.
Mhm.
I'm gonna work my way up and I'm gonna raise some more help. But I'm gonna get an online petition for the people that know about Zimmerman and the effect it has had in the community. And I would say that I would put a sign up, Miss Lou's place. Okay, really. I mean, because she has done so much the past 2 years ago. And guess what? I think would be great. But the online petition, I think is gonna move things a little faster.
What's the status of this playground now? Does it have working
Working.
urinals and
Working nothing.
nothing
Porta potties.
works?
Porta potties.
That's what they have in there now?
You know, the renter Jones.
Yeah.
Listen,
Because that
last year,
building is non-functional.
Okay.
last year, we had a block party and I asked that, who was it, Iris? The new
Yes, yeah.
main commissioner. We can't fix that place, bring in porta potties. We didn't get it that day. It did come to the Monday after I raised holy hell. Okay? With the, what was the guy's name that worked with, Iris? He used to come to the.
Mike Ortiz. Matt Dora.
Matt, I raised hell with him. I said, the entrance to the gate we're near, I suggest you use it because I was raising holy hell. No bathrooms and we had a block party, okay? Nope, not porta potties that were supposed to be there that day. Come on. Children were using the bathroom in between two cars. The mothers are going around the corner to use the bathroom, okay? So it's not a good move, all right?
Is this place locked?
Yes,
It's
it's been locked
all
for
open?
over 8 years. We can't get programs in there because that room, that park house has no working bathrooms. Our PAL can't come in anymore. We should have PAL on Parker Avenue. Can't do that anymore because that place is not usable. You have
I don't want to.
asbestos, mold. They have to redo the whole,
Yeah,
So we're, an online petition to get some funding. Plus what the state, city and federal government are gonna give us. Hey, that's it.
Thanks, Rand.
it looks like a good structure, though.
It looks
like
good,
a
but-
strong building.
It looks like a strong building, but you can't go, when you go inside, you know what's happening.
I'm gonna go inside and see what's happening.
Get the key, okay? All right. All right, but that's it. Okay, we're
Well,
slated to, start the Zimmerman Playground reconstruction in the next few months. So, exact date, we don't know. You want to show Joe? You want to show Joe what it's supposed to look like? Do you have it, Debbie? No?
What is it, what's
What
it?
the reconstruction is supposed to look, you don't have it? Okay.
No.
In the, a link in one of the agendas.
I'm not looking through all the agendas right now.
Okay.
I'll show Joe the next time.
And I think that's the most critical thing we talked about today,
We're
is
gonna-
getting this playground back for the kids and the people in the community,
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll get you a copy. We'll get you
Yeah,
a
please
phone copy
do.
from Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for me. Because I'm gonna raise Zimmerman. This is
Well-
Hellraiser for Zimmerman. I'm the Hellraiser. Okay?
Not only malpractice, you private programming, that's worse.
Huh?
Not only don't have that, but they deny programming.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a bathroom.
Yes.
Right.
8
It's
years.
full
Over
of-
eight years I've been meeting with Iris
Yeah.
and her staff.
Yeah.
And nothing has been done regarding that. Okay? So I'm done. Because I've been on a board,
Wow,
okay?
okay.
That's it. Anything else? Old business, new business?
No,
Anyone else? Sure now. All right, found it.
wait, hold on. I think I found it for Joe right now.
All right. This is what it's supposed to look like, okay?
Is this a rendering of what the
The
renovation is?
full design, the renovation, renovated design.
So what are they waiting,
This,
the whole park at the same time, or
Yeah.
what's their answer?
this is the existing condition.
And this is what it's supposed to look
May I explain what happened for Joe?
No, thank you.
like. Go ahead.
I'll tell him later.
Go ahead. That's what it looks like now.
And this is a schematic for, excuse me.
Well, the plans look good.
Yeah, this one good, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Take it off the paper and put it on the ground, it may work.
Very good job.
This is part of the 2 to 5 and 5 to 12 play area,
Okay. Very cool.
a splash pad area.
So when did they say this is supposed to start?
Next couple of months.
Hmm?
Next couple of months.
Next couple of months?
That'll probably be next year.
Yeah, it's gotta go out for bidding and stuff like that.
24, 25,
Brian,
it'll be there.
these are the type of trees and shrubbery they intend to use.
That's what it's.
And an aerial view of the park. And this is the wall that Janice is referring to.
You know, that one right there on Barker.
Whoa, whoa.
Do you have any political people on this?
They better have.
Probably Oswald Felice.
Hmm?
Oswald Police.
No, it's not Oswald's district anymore is the problem. The problem is that Oswald had in his budget, put in the additional money to renovate the station house, the Comfort House, which costs as much as renovating the whole park, rest of the park.
Okay.
But then he got redistricted
Mhm.
and Zimmerman dropped out of his district
Mhm.
and moved into Kevin Riley's district.
So this
So
is now,
Kevin Riley,
this is now Riley?
yes.
Right.
Now, going forward for when it's going to happen, it's Kevin Riley's district. So Kevin Riley had already allocated his whole capital budget
Yeah.
to other parks in his district, and he didn't have money left, so the Parks Department decided to go ahead with the renovate, not hold up the renovation of the whole rest of the park, the basketball courts, the playground, the sprinklers, the seating
There's
areas,
still no bathroom.
and then try separately to get money to fund the bathrooms. Because they had to be completely redone because the original bathrooms weren't designed as public restrooms, they were designed as staff restrooms. 'Cause it was a staff building. So it's completely redone, but in the new design, they allowed room so that the equipment that will eventually be needed to redo the station house will be able to enter the park and exit the park without breaking down fences and walls. So they accommodated in the design, the future renovation of the,
Park house.
yeah, and we've talked to everybody. We talked to Richie Torres to see if we can get federal money for this. But the timing doesn't work out for the federal.
They really, so they should wait for Riley to then get the
Exactly.
money.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't
but it's
start,
money
they
for
shouldn't
the
start to
year.
renovate this
Correct.
and then end up damaging what they did.
No, they're not going to. They allowed in the design for the renovation of the Comfort
And
House to happen
notoriously,
later.
parks, they'll say that and not do that.
Yeah.
Example A,
I don't think that,
excuse me, example A is on Pelham Parkway at Boston Road, White Plains Road, and White Plains Road, and Pelham Parkway. They totally redid that triangle park.
Mhm.
Then they totally trashed it for all their equipment to fix Pelham Parkway. And now they're still not even finished fixing what they broke.
it's going to
So-
look very nice when it's finished. Terry.
Everything will look nice when it's finally finished.
But that was
You know
two
how,
different agents. You
my kid was in middle school when they started with Pelham Parkway and they're still not done.
Okay, I went to Raleigh's office today. I started with Raleigh and I spoke to his, budget manager. And I said, he said, I know who you are. I said, okay. As long as you know, guess what? I'll be back. Okay, he's supposed to start covering the area in January. So we've got to make up our minds if we want them to do the park and then do the park house and still not have a bathroom. That's not gonna fly.
Not kosher, it's not
Not gonna
kosher.
fly. Okay,
Not
what you
kosher.
just said, it's not gonna fly. I have a meeting with,
No
the staff
kosher.
at Richard Torres's office tomorrow. 1:45. The woman I spoke to said, oh, I know who you are.
Everybody knows you.
Okay, so I'll meet with her. I'll go to my middleman, Bailey, and just keep traveling, okay? Because I think it's so important
Without a doubt.
for Zimmerman to be 1994 was the last time the park got renovated. The parks have been renovated and redone, and this has been, listen, the bathroom at Loretto Park was trashed. Done like that. Done like that.
Looks
So if
beautiful.
you can do Loretto Park bathroom, you can do Zimmerman Park bathroom, okay? Especially if it's stopping children from having programs in the area. Come on. PAL was always there every year.
Yeah.
Street cut off, Barker cut off, and, you know, PAL was able to use the park house. Lunches, different things. Come on. All right, anyway, I'm off the board.
I'm sorry. The co-chair made a very good suggestion. Who cares if you delay this project for a few months? Best to go with the project fully complete than
Thank you,
part.
thank you. After what Debbie
Why
just
build
said,
part? I think she made, I didn't even think about it until she mentioned it, but now it's actually a very, good proposal. Why not make sure everything's intact before they proceed with this? Why make partial, that will come back, re-disturb the area, and it might not come out the way, they might have a replacement. The first plan didn't go accordingly, they can't install the bathroom, you know, we don't want to have all these
I don't wanna hear that.
hiccups.
I don't wanna hear that.
I think, you guys should do a motion for that.
Okay. I make a motion that, the, renovation of Zimmerman Playground be delayed until the funding comes in for that, park house and the male-female bathroom and the use for, whatever programs are needed in the area.
It'll probably be gender neutral bathrooms, but yes, I agree.
Okay. Second it,
I second it.
what do you say?
Discussion.
Discussion? Any discussion? Okay,
May I just,
go ahead.
sorry. The design has already been approved by the community board and it's been approved by the design commission.
You've said that before.
No, I didn't say that before,
You
that
said
it's
it
been
was-
approved by the design commission. So I don't know if we can put.
Don't
brakes on
say,
it.
listen, nothing, I said to you before, nothing is written in stone. This could be approved, this could be disapproved, okay? And if I
I
have
mean, my
enough,
suggestion would be to discuss it with the Parks Department and with my.
I'm not talking to them anymore, I'm tired now,
Okay,
okay? I'm
sorry.
tired of talking, all right? Now I'm gonna get the signatures in. Because signatures talk and BS walks, okay? They'll have thousands, I'm gonna get an online petition. And I'm telling you, signatures talk, because that means votes, and this is an election year, okay?
Yeah.
So politicians, if you're listening. Okay, all right. Deb,
Any other new
new
business?
business?
Yeah.
Time?
Time is 7:43 and the meeting has ended.
Meeting is-
I'll stop the recording.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Enjoy dessert.